Clap it up. Shalom Israel, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Barakathum to the brothers, Yahweh Shamar Alatam Ba'ashem Yahushai to the sisters. This is the Isupk, the Israelite School, Universal Practical Knowledge, established in 1969, 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. We're led by Commanding General Yohana. We are not affiliated with any other organization. Coming to you live from Isupk Milwaukee, Scripture Breakdown class. So, Rapai, you had something first you wanted to go over?
Go on.
Slacky, real quick, couple quick announcements. The Houston Cookout, November 23rd through the 26th. Houston Cookout. Tomorrow is the opening of the Feast of Tabernacles until October 7th, I believe. Yeah, October 7th is the closing of the feast. So again, get in contact with the school near you, see what accommodations you need met, and whatever provisions you can help provide. They're in UK right now, the generals. Clap it up for the generals. Commander General Yohana, heavy hitters out there. They're in the UK right now. Or no, Slack, in Scotland, Edinburgh, Scotland. General Muhammad was just teaching a class out there. Salakia. Alright, so we got the Feast of Tabernacles kicking off tomorrow at sundown until October 7th at sundown. There's an opening and closing service to it. So again, make sure that you got everything ready. You got the food ready, you got the scriptures ready, and you got the brotherhood and sisterhood on deck. And then again, the Houston Cookout, November 23rd through the 26th. And for Milwaukee, we're looking to come up with we need $500 for the vehicle that we're going to be renting to get down to Houston. For anybody that is available to go, if you're not available to go, still try to throw down a couple dollars if you can. And we need that as soon as we possibly can get that, just so we can get the vehicle reserved. All right, Shalaki, Rapai, you had something?
Shalom. Shalaki. I don't want we in Genesis chapter 7 verse 11.
Genesis chapter 7 verse 11.
And I wanted to know, I'm going to read it to you.
Let's give everybody a second to get there.
I already about got it.
Come.
Hello? You with us?
Sure.
Nah, no sweat. Alright, good.
Genesis chapter 7 verse 11. In the 600 year of Noah's life, in the second month, in 17th day of the month, there that same day were all the fountains of the great deep broken up, and the windows of heaven were open. What is the fountains of the great deep?
So those are like underwater springs. So like even like real deep in the ocean, and this is actually one thing that I know we use as a solid reference point to the historical accuracy of the Bible, is that the Most High had given us knowledge of springs from the deep, fountains from the deep opening up. So not only underground like fissures and springs that would pop up, but even in the seas and in the oceans, there's still deep springs that burst water out from deep within the earth.
Okay.
And I want to say some idiot Jacques Cousteau. I think he's one of the sailors that like made voyages and expeditions to try to like get down to the bottom of the ocean to discover these springs and like catalog this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And thousands of years ago, we already had records and knowledge of this. That's just under the ocean, not subterranean. Well, yeah, subterranean, I guess also, but oceanic springs. Yeah.
Selection.
Go ahead, Tabak.
I was listening, when General Yohana did the breakdown.
It's like you speak up a little bit, please.
Did breakdown, for the creation, right?
Mm-hmm.
And how it comes to happen, because the deep doesn't mean really the deepness down here. Okay, but it also can the deepness on upstairs, because the deepness upstairs, is the origin of waters, right? Because it contains oxygen, right? H2O. So, because I just think about, when the great flood happens, the whole earth was covered with water, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think about, it makes a whole lot of sense what General say. The whole earth was completely covered up with water. And the only way of water from the creation, it comes from upstairs, from down deep on the heavens. So that's where it goes, I'm still thinking on it.
I think I understand what you're saying. I don't think I've seen that specific class. Commanding General Yohana, you'd have to show me the scriptures that he was referencing, though.
The founders of the great deed was open, and
the windows of heaven.
Yes, was
Yeah.
open.
So like in this, from my understanding of it, it was giving the plurality of the waters falling from above and then the waters rising from beneath.
Okay.
So yeah, the windows of heaven opening up from above, and then the earth underneath breaking up and letting all those springs pop up. Good.
I seen the windows from the sky falling. That's just rain.
Right.
But I cannot figure out what's the deep part. So
yeah. Good.
Another verse.
Let's get it.
Genesis chapter 4 verse 7. You all got it?
Oh, what was that?
Genesis chapter 4 verse 7.
No, no.
You ready, other one?
Everybody else got it? Alright, you're good?
Genesis chapter 7 verse 4 verse 7. And if thou doest well, shall thou not be accepted, but and if thou doest not well, sin lieth at the door, and unto thee shall be his desire, and shall thou rule over him. Shalaki, I don't know. What is his desire?
Alright, so start up at 5.
Genesis chapter 4 verse 5. And unto Cain and his unto
Cain.
but unto Cain and his to his offering he had not respect, and Cain was very wroth, and his countenance fell.
As we all know the story about Cain and Abel. Abel's sacrifice was respected by the Most High. Cain's was not, and now he's salty. Keep going.
Verse 6. And the Lord said unto Cain, why art thou wroth? And why art thou countenance fallen?
So I mean, there was a lesson to be learned here from Cain about the, how would I say, the not conditions, but the intention of his offering, the intention of his sacrifice, that he obviously did not learn. Now read 7 again.
Verse 7. Verse 7. If thou doest well.
So now, if thou doest well, indicating that he did not do something well. Otherwise, the Most High wouldn't be having to make these kind of remarks to him. You know, if you did right by me, then, you know, wouldn't that have been acceptable?
Yeah.
Keep going.
Shall thou not be accepted, but and if not, and if thou doest not well, sin lie at thy door, and unto thee shall be his desire, and thou shalt rule over him.
Alright, so if I remember correctly, and it's like we might have to wait till ZQ gets here or Cap gets here. I don't know who's coming first, but I believe this is talking about sin itself. And unto thee shall be his desire. So instead of his, replace that with sin. And unto thee, unto Cain, unto you, Cain, shall be sin's desire.
Oh, okay.
And thou shalt rule over him.
Okay.
Talking about sin.
Okay.
It's like a club.
Slack is it? Was it done?
Huh?
Was it done? I wanted to ask.
Something separate.
Okay.
Okay. All right, hold on 1 second. And if thou doest not well, sin lieth at the door. And unto thee shall be his desire, and thou shalt rule over him. Yeah, I believe that is talking about sin itself. Using those kind of pronouns, and I hate using that kind of figure of speech for it, but we'll double check with ZQ and or Cat, depending on who comes first. But I believe that is talking about sin.
Okay.
Shall be Cain's desire.
Come.
That's like it, Kala.
Okay, sir. I did want to ask a question. It's also in Genesis 4 and 25.
4 and 25.
Okay. So pretty much just a few verses down.
Everybody, it's like everybody there. 4 and 25.
Yeah.
All right, good.
I wanted to know when it says, "And Adam knew his wife again." What does it mean by that? You know what I'm saying?
And Adam knew his wife again. Well, read the next few words after that.
And she bare a son.
Yeah, they made babies.
Oh, okay. So that's what it means.
Yep. The good old-fashioned way.
Good old fashioned. Okay.
Good.
Do have another something else I wanted to ask is can I get a breakdown on Leviticus 19, 17, and 18?
All right, let's pull it up real quick. What's today's date? 28th.
Shalaki. You said 17.
In chapter 19, verse 17 and 18.
From Genesis.
Leviticus.
Real quick, I just want to I just want to write down the verses that we are going over so far. So you had Genesis 7 and 11,
Yes.
and then Genesis, that was 4 and 11?
Yes. 4 and 7.
7. You said Genesis 4 and 25.
Come out of one time.
Okay, now we are going to Leviticus.
19, 17, and 18.
It's like you said again, 19.
Chapter 19, verse 17 and 18.
19, 17,
What I wanted to know about this one is, can I break it down as not hating your brother and causing him to sin?
18. Hold on, let me get up there with you.
Okay.
So like you say that one more time. Leviticus
19, 17, and 18.
19, 17, and 18. All right, go ahead, read.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 19, verse 17. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart. Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor, and not suffer sin upon him. 18. Thou shalt not avenge, nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people, but thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. I am the Lord.
All right, and what's your specific question on that again?
So, I think it is, I wanted a general breakdown, but for 17, I had wanted to know if it's like saying not to hate your brother and also cause him to sin, like cause your brother to sin or something,
And not suffer sin upon him. That's kind of twofold in a sense. All right, so thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor and not suffer sin upon him. So yes, you could effectively say that. So that sin covering, a couple different possibilities. I don't want to say necessarily not letting them go unpunished, but if you see your brother doing something that's off, making sure that it gets corrected right away so that he doesn't make a mistake, doesn't continue to make that mistake, doesn't get in his head like what he's doing is good.
okay.
Not directly in the sense of what you would be doing to him, because you're asking if that's talking about not causing your brother to sin.
Yeah. I wanted to know if you could break it down that way, so you see your brother sinning and you tell him.
It's not so much your effect of causing him to sin, but you preventing him from sinning. You know what I'm saying? Like the difference there. Like you're trying to prevent and not suffer sin upon him. So to make sure that he doesn't get punished for something that could have been avoided, and also to make sure that he doesn't make a mistake. So it's not so much, thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart, thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor. It's not so much the effect of me not hating him causes him not to sin. Me loving my brother as my neighbor causes him not to sin. It's more of like a preventative measure, because you can't necessarily control that. You can help influence that, but you can't necessarily control. It's like I see, you can't necessarily control that.
Okay.
But it is meant to be a kind of a safeguard for around your brother. You know, providing a safe environment for the man. Maybe he got something crazy going on up here. Loving your brother as yourself helps keep him in a comfortable environment, a productive environment, a nurturing environment, so that he again is not going to do something damaging to where he would have to suffer sin, go to jail, suffer sin, keep on smoking cigarettes, catch lung cancer, suffer sin, drink too much, get into a bar fight, get his shit split open, and then also drink too much so that he doesn't get into a bar fight and get his shit split open. Smoke cigarettes so that he doesn't get lung cancer. Shall not suffer sin upon him.
Okay.
You got another?
Okay. It's still the same verse. So when it says in thine heart, is that like in your actual mind, or?
No, that's your mind. That's I don't want to use the word your feelings. Yeah, but it's, you know, in your heart, the your conscience.
Oh, okay.
Your conscience and your consciousness.
Okay.
Was there anything else?
Con.
Good.
Breakdown on 2 Samuel 7 and 23.
2 Samuel 7 and 23.
Con, sir.
Slack, if I may.
Good.
Can I add a question on top of his question?
Absolutely.
So that scripture is saying that consciously we were trying to stop that brother from sinning,
Yes.
because sinning is a transgression against the law, right?
Absolutely.
So you'll be breaking the law by sinning, right?
Yes.
Would that apply? Is this applying brothers in the school or brothers just in general?
Yeah, just in general. Just like how we ain't supposed to, I get it. Just like how we ain't supposed to be criminals. Not just brothers in the UPK, but brothers out there in the world too. They ain't supposed to be drug dealers and drug addicts either. So we are expected to provide that conducive environment for every Israelite, and also to be at peace with all men. You know, the world, how do I say it? Life is definitely war. Life is definitely war. Now, it can be an easy fought in one war, or it can be grudgingly and bloody and just take all goddamn day. We want to try to make that easier on each other. It's already hard enough out here. It's already bad. From Portland, from the north side, south side, we've seen it. So yeah, we're definitely just trying to make it a little bit easier on our brothers and sisters that are not only in the school but also in the world. Because a lot of people that are in the school, you know, we still all going through some shit. Just because you in the truth doesn't necessarily mean that, you know, everything's gonna be smooth sailing from here on out. Even brothers and sisters that are more financially set, you know, they've got other problems going on. For some of us, it might be money. For other people, it might be their vehicle. We might have a lemon as a van. Now that's an issue that we got now. You know, it'd be cool to have like one of those. I don't know of any high-end van brands. A Dodge, right? Yeah. It'd be nice to have like a 2023 Dodge for our camp vehicle. We ain't got that though. That's not what the brother was able to secure for us. But yeah, it's meant for brothers and sisters inside the school and out.
Okay, so now, like if I was trying to talk to a friend of mine, right, and I know that he's living a lifestyle, I was told like after you trying to warn the brother like once and twice, like he just stop. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So why would I do in a situation like that when I'm coming across a brother and I know he's about to go do something?
You all right? And you've already warned him about
Yeah.
this. All right. Well, let's pull the precept for that. Hey, I know exactly what you're talking about too. I've been there. Been there a number of times.
Right, because like even if you're trying to warn the brother once or twice, because you feel that he needs to hear it regardless, right? But in the process of that, that brother will build some type of hatred and even try to go against you.
So now, how would I say this? Are we just hypothetical right now?
Yeah, I am.
For all intents and purposes, it's not necessarily based off of anything real. We're just kind of presenting like a scenario.
It's real.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now, just for the sake of argument, we'll just call it hypothetical for right now. Say you're around that brother all the time or that sister all the time. You are within your rights to constantly warn them. But if they're always combating you on it, and you've already had this talk with them, and it's always they're always just brushing it to the side, one ear out the next, they ain't paying no attention, they keep on doing the same dumb thing over and over and over, setting themselves up for a loss. Then at that time, if you chose to just fall back and just let the Most High deal with them, you wouldn't be wrong for that either. So now I believe the scripture that we want for this is Titus chapter 3 verse 10. Yeah, I think Captain Zarek actually brought Titus 3 and 9 out recently. I'm gonna actually look this word up as well. Everybody there?
Hold on.
What you looking for?
It's like I just wanted to say, could this be, could this be tied in with, if a man have an ear, let him hear?
Yeah. Not directly. You could make an argument to use that in conjunction with it. I wouldn't pair them up necessarily. Because like if you were to bring that out, if a man has an ear, let him hear, and then Titus,
Old Testament. New Testament.
how would I say it? That would almost be more for like a room like us. If a man has an ear, let him hear. Let us get this understanding. Versus talking to that individual, and I'm not sure if this is how you meant it, versus talking to that individual, like, listen, if you got an ear, hear this. And then you would read Titus. That wouldn't quite pair up. In this kind of setting, yeah, that would more so match, but I wouldn't tie it directly in with that. Kala?
I was gonna say, can we also use Matthew 7 and 6 to as well as casting pearls before swine?
That's a good one to use. Yeah, that would be a good one to use. Tabak, you got your hand up?
Yeah, constant.
Good.
Based on the book he was talking about, in Leviticus 19, 17, 18. To me, the way to reason this is, thou shalt not hate thy brother, okay? I say, you will reason, with thy neighbor, with him, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right? If you don't let him know what his mistake is or what his sin is, you will be co-participate with him, and so you will.
Do you got that
If you
precept?
tell him, you will not co-participate on his sins, basically. or his mistakes.
I know what you're getting at. You got the precept for that?
You was talking about, yeah. No, I don't.
I know which one you're talking about. All right. But real quick, let's get Titus chapter 3 verse 10 and 11.
Titus chapter 3 verse 10.
Yep.
Titus chapter 3 verse 10. A man that is in
Heretic.
heretic
We're going to look that word up also. Keep reading.
after the first and second abomination,
Admonitions.
reject.
Yeah, so pretty much how you had said, you seen this brother going down that road and you're warning him. That's admonishing your brother. But he is rejecting.
Admonishing?
It's like rebuking.
Rebuking?
Trying to...
And rebuking is good, right?
Rebuke?
Yeah. It's because then... That's how to say it. So what we... Don't do that. We were reading in Leviticus 17, thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor. So, telling them what their transgressions are, because the point that Tabak had brought out that we're also going to get to, that's also a very valid point too. Like, if you see your brother going down that wrong road and you don't say nothing to him, and you know something bad is going to happen because of this, and say he's a drug dealer or some shit like that, and you keep on telling him, listen, man, like it's only gonna end up bad. You're gonna end up in jail or shot, or you're gonna get into an ugly mess. And then say you never say that to him. You know that he's doing that, and he's either very public and open about it with you, maybe not with everybody else, but with you, he's flashing that shit around. He goes out there, he gets into a sloppy drug deal, ends up shooting his gun off and unalives a child. Because you didn't say nothing about that, you did not show him his transgressions, kind of how he was saying, you're co-participant in that sin.
Right.
You're culpable for that blood.
Right. So my question is, do we continue telling you,
Read verse 11.
knowing that he that is such is subverted, and sinneth, being condemned of himself.
Yeah, knowing that he that is such is subverted, knowing he's still about to do something stupid. Like, he knows, I don't care what you just said, I gotta go get this money. And sinneth, and goes through with that transaction, whatever, being condemned of himself.
Yeah.
That's his fault. You did your job by being a brother to him, trying to rebuke thy neighbor. You gave him every chance within your authority, within your priestly duties, to warn that brother, and as an officer of the Lord, to warn that brother, to let him know the consequences.
Right.
He still goes and does it.
Right.
That's on him now.
It's on him now.
Yep.
Okay.
So this scripture definitely fits that scenario that you're talking about. Because again, a man that is a heretic after the first and second admonition. Now that could have been fourth and fifth. That could have been seventh and eighth admonition. But if you've already tried to warn the brother a few times and he just keeps on rejecting it, not much else you can do. And then, like what he had brought out, thou shalt not cast, or paraphrasing. You want to read it real quick? You got it?
Okay. It's Matthew 7 and 6.
And actually, now that I think about it, that scripture would be for a different context. That's more so for heathens. I'm not gonna sit there. I used to argue with my daughter's mom's mom. She fancied herself a prophetess, and I guess she's going to seminary college or something like that. She wants to become a preacher or some shit. And she an Edomite. And when I was first coming into the truth, I would end up my foolish ass battling her on scripture. It's not my duty to try to save this woman.
Right.
To try to educate her.
Mm-hmm.
Now, a lot of times I was trying to do it to defend what I was going to show my daughter. But that was still a fruitless conversation.
Mm-hmm.
That's more so casting your pearl among swine.
That's what I wanted to ask.
Yeah.
But that's like what? I mean, you're, what you say, unfruitfulness? It's fruitfulness, right? Throwing pearls against swine.
What's our pearls?
Right. Huh?
What's our pearls?
What are pearls?
What's ours?
Oh, what's our pearls? I want to know.
You know, there's truth.
Okay,
The wisdom and the knowledge that we get from these scriptures. The prophecies of Israel. The what's the word I'm looking for? The promise, the covenant, salvation, brotherhood, sisterhood, Operation Reservation, Acuna Mexico. Those are our pearls. Now we just giving that to swine. We giving that to some pigs. No. Our events, the Midwest Fire Weekend. First, you can only be an Israelite if you intend on coming in there. That's one of our pearls. Our events, our cookouts. We ain't gonna just open that door for just anybody out there. No matter how nice they might be, no matter how they can drop off all the money that they want to. That's fine. That doesn't buy you a ticket into the cookout. Now, if we're hosting a food giveaway, a clothing giveaway, some Edomite wants to come through. They need some food and clothing. That's all right. Let them through the line. Let them grab a couple things. That's fine. If anything, that shows the Most High's magnificence and excellence more. Mm-hmm. Because we ain't supposed to just be tyrants. We are going to take control of this earth, absolutely. Under the authority of the Most High, under the leadership of Yahushua, under the rank and structure and order of Commander General Yohana and the Isupk. But we're not sadistic. We're not sadists. We don't revel on, how would I say, chaos and base destruction. But we're not going to give this truth away to anybody. We'll battle whoever the hell on the street that want to get that smoke. That's fine. And we will crush them time and time and time again. Like when Captain Tazarek had recently battled Vocab Malone in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Now that was a fishing tool because again, like how did he state it then? That may have been in a show afterwards. But they normally don't care if they see blacks and Hispanics arguing amongst each other about stuff like this. They normally don't care about that. As far as people in the world go, outsiders looking in, as far as they know, it's just some derogative black word and a derogative Hispanic word battling out some foolishness. But now if we confound and we trump a so-called white man or a so-called Arab or a so-called Asian dude, because the world loves them so much and they accept their prominence over a bunch of hood rats. It's like, I don't want to use that word, a bunch of hoodlums and good for nothings. Then we can accomplish something. Then we get more notoriety out there in the world. Okay. So that's not casting our pearl amongst swines in that sense, but it's again trying to I love my mother. I love her to death. That's my mom. She done great work by me and my brother, and supports a lot of what we do in the UPK. She's donated a lot of she crochets and she's made a lot of mittens and scarves and hats and shit like that for the clothing giveaways that we do on the reservation. But I'm not going to try to educate her on the Bible. It's not for her. That ain't for her.
So do we stop trying to warn them if you know that brother's going to go against you? Because sometimes when you're reminding him that he knows that you're telling him to do something right and you're warning him about his sin, it comes to a point where that brother's gonna be like, man, like, well, you think you're better than me because, or you know what I mean? Doesn't it come to a point where that brother's gonna be angry towards you?
That could be an effect of it. Used to kick it. Used to live with this one brother and his family on the south side some years ago, and we would have conversations like that. I don't know. It gets kind of weird because like they'll sit there. It's like, I see you 1 second. They'll sit there and look at you like you all got a chip on your shoulder when you're sitting there trying to tell them like, listen, man, this ain't cool. You know, we gotta stop this. They'll sit there and look at you like, oh, you think you're better than me. And then if you don't warn them anymore, then they get shiesty in a different way. Then it's like, oh shit, you don't care what's going on anyways. So I mean, it's kind of a catch-22 in a sense on their end of it. They're gonna either accept it or reject it.
Right.
So I mean, if you're doing your job, you're giving them a heads up. You're warning them like, listen, this goes against the laws of the Most High. Now, chances are they might not even believe in the Most High anyway to respect His laws, to honor His laws, I should say. So in that sense, it's not going to make any difference what you say to them or not, whether you say something or whether you don't say something. But knowing that they're going down that road and you wanting to offer a better way of life to that individual, you know, you're giving them the heads up and they still don't listen, or whatever their reaction is just going to be whatever their reaction is going to be. Either they're going to hear you and you gain the brother or not, and they just got to deal with the Most High.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's like, you good there?
Yeah. I have my own question, if I still could, but I think you had another one.
All right. Good.
I just wanted to add on to what you were saying, like, give an example, if I may.
Good.
So I had two instances, you know what I'm saying? I grew up with this brother, and then when I finally came into the truth and I tried to tell him about it, he's like, oh, so you think you better than me?
Yeah.
But now, he's in the truth. He's actually in the UPK now.
Hey, won't sound correct. Yeah,
Yeah.
so it could go that way too.
Right, and then the other brother, he started to have hatred towards me. You know what I'm saying? When I told him, like, this is how the laws are and this is what you should follow. He was like, oh, so now that you in this cult, they brainwash you. You think you better than me.
Yeah.
You think you stand higher than me. And he ended up going against and going to the purple caps.
No, and it could go that way as well. Yeah. Yeah. I've been stabbed. I got shot at, you know, for getting into, you know, some of them arguments. After a while, yeah, you just gotta just let it go. Let it go. Some people just don't care. They're that stuck into the world.
Right.
And you keep on pushing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
some
you got
people-
shot out because you're trying to warn the brother?
We got into it. I can't remember the basis of how we got into such a heated argument. He's an old school Latin king. He got mad PTSD from the things that he been through in Chicago and in Milwaukee. So we started getting into it, and he was seeing like the changes and shit that I was trying to make. But I can't remember how this conversation kicked off. But I was trying to be overly righteous. That can mess you up.
Right.
Yeah. And he just got to the point where he had enough of the shit.
Right.
So I was overstepping boundaries actually. And he had expressed his dislike for that situation. And I got some of the scars, and I think there's still a bullet in that wall. But you know, we're on really good terms now. It's been some years since I've seen him last, but you know, we cool now. We look back at the situation. We apologize every time we see each other. We apologize about the shit. We laugh it off, and you know, we just keep the conversation moving. Me and my brother, we don't. Every time we get into one of these conversations, it gets heated.
Yeah.
And then like we've actually gotten into fights over this stuff too. Just because I'm not gonna just shut up like that either.
Right.
Especially if you're gonna try to how would I say it? If you're gonna try to punk me to shut me up. And then he's hard headed too, so it just turns into something unnecessary. Yeah. So you can definitely be overly righteous and do more damage than good that you had intended. But that's also why, listen, man, if after a couple times they ain't hearing you, just let it go. You did your part. I'm trying to find that scripture that Tabak was bringing up, but I know you had another one, or I don't know if you were done with that, but I know you had mentioned 2 Samuel.
Okay. No, that was pretty much it. Pretty much all my life, not all my life, ever since I was younger, I've been sitting there saying Christ was not a white man.
Right.
Because I was in church one day with my grandma, and I seen that the description that he was bringing out was not the same as what they had up there on the screen, or just have there hanging on the cross. I was like, that's not the same thing, man. And my grandma, she pinched me and told me to shut up.
Yeah.
I've been saying it since then. Christ is not white. And my grandma, she always tried to go against me about it. And now I'm in the school, and I'm telling her, like, because my grandma, she's Native American, so I'm telling her, she's always hated white people anyway. I just asked her if I don't understand, why do you like to sit there and go to church and praise the white man that you hate so much?
There you go.
She didn't have an answer for me.
No, they never do. They don't like to hear what they don't know about the Bible.
Right.
Like once you start reading, what is that, Jeremiah 2:10 about the Christmas tree? Once you bust that out on a Christian, I mean it messes them up because they never heard that before, and they never drew that connection. Otherwise, you cannot find any celebration or practice of the modern tradition of Christmas in the Bible, except for that right there. It's like before you get to 2 Samuel, the scripture that Tabak was talking about, Ezekiel chapter 3, starting at 17. I'll just read it real quick. Ezekiel chapter 3 and 17, if everybody wants to get there.
Yeah.
Ezekiel chapter 3 and 17. Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel, which is what we do every time we hit that corner on Saturday. Same thing that they're doing in Chicago, down south, East Coast, West Coast, all over the place. And you've got some organizations out there. I don't know if they are just online, if this is just an online little congregation, or if they actually do something in real life. There's this organization, I don't want to give them free publicity, but they use that term in their name, Watchman. And all I've ever seen them do is just Facebook shit. They're just heavy on Facebook. At least one guy. There's only ever one dude just heavy on Facebook.
I think you meant to send that in the group chat and send it to me next week.
Alright, so that's not in the group chat right now?
No.
Alright, if you could then add that. Alright, so son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore hear the word at my mouth and give them warning from me. So we are right in our actions of warning our people from doing something foolish.
Right.
Whether it's going to be something that harms them or somebody else. Verse 18, when I say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die, and thou givest him. So like he's given us the preface of, if somebody breaks this sin, breaks these laws, they're going to get themselves killed. And thou, talking about us, givest him not warning, nor speakest to warn the wicked from his wicked way to save his life. Is this what you was talking about, Tabak? Alright. The same wicked man shall die in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at thine hand. So now, if they do something detrimental to themselves or to anybody, because again, we ain't supposed to be criminals to anyone. the
flesh,
damage
man.
caused, you're gonna be held responsible for that. You had something else?
No, yeah, that's it.
So so Titus chapter 3 verse 10 is kind of the opposite of this. You are giving them the warning. They still choose to go out there and do something foolish. That sin is on them. Now here, we know that what they're doing is wrong, but we don't say nothing to them. And they ended up dying or they ended up becoming unalived or unaliving somebody else as a result of breaking a crime or causing some kind of damage. Now we are also culpable for that sin. Where we're guilty, not by association, but we're guilty for I don't want to say, or maybe negligence for not doing anything about it, not warning them about it.
Now, what if he did that sin and he comes back? Are we supposed to feel like upset about what he just did? Or do we just continue loving him and just push that sin that he just committed behind?
No, hell no.
No?
Like if I had a brother, are now you talking about like you had already warned him or you
Yeah, I
didn't
already
warn
warned him.
him?
He already did it.
And then he comes back and he's like, "Oh, bro, like man, you should have seen his head split open." Oh no, the Lord's gonna have to deal with him. I would distance myself from that person. I would just pretty much stop communicating with him like that. I done already told you that your way of life is messed up and you're gonna be causing damage by this. Now you went out there knowing the conversation that we just had, whether you believe in the Most High or not. I warned you flat out what this was. You go ahead and do it with all intention, and now you coming back here thinking that we gonna be cool. No, I'm not gonna kick it with a proud murderer. I'm not gonna kick it with a proud drug dealer. Like I understand that, like it, and I hate to say it like this, but it's more understandable. That brother goes out there because he feels that's all he can do to make money, or he's got an enemy out there, and well, I gotta get him before he gets me. And he comes back and he's down and out about it. Like, dude, I didn't want to do that. Like instead of him coming back like, bro, you should have seen his head split. That blood went everywhere. Versus, dog, like I seen his head crack open. I didn't know what to do. And he came right around the corner. He had a gun. He had a gun. Like, what was I supposed to do? Damn, man. Like, he got a wife and kids, man. Like, damn, man. That's a whole different energy. That's a whole different vibe. Right. He acknowledges that what he did was messed up. That what he's involved in is wrong. Mm-hmm. That's somebody that, again, I'd be weary to keep around because now they involved in some heavy stuff.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like that's somebody I'd be more like, listen, Lord be with you. Versus that other cat was like, Lord be with you. Right. I don't know what to tell you. You had the hand raised?
Kind of, sir. So I was gonna say, so it's like even if the brother had showed remorse and he was distraught over doing it, so still keep distance from him. Like
I probably would if he's active in that life. We got a priority to keep here. We got work to do.
Okay.
That one brother that you had back there in Minnesota. That's an example of like one of them cats. He knows that what he was doing was, kind of messed up. You could hear it in the way he was talking about it. Mm-hmm. And he understood his wrongdoing. Mm-hmm. It wasn't even that deep of a relationship.
Right.
And he knew this. Mm-hmm. And he knew the people that he was messing with, the potential. Now, you live in there. If they decide to spray up the house, they're not going to care if you got a roommate. Chances are they're not going to think that far ahead of it. Like, all right, well, he's got a roommate. He ain't the one messing with a dude's old lady. And so maybe let's try to shoot around him. Shoot everything else, but that. Me, myself, I would choose to make a separation between me and that brother. Because, again, when the Lord, now, might still give him counseling. Still try to direct him to change his life. if he's like sincerely repentant of it,
Okay.
it's different from that other cat mentality that we was talking about.
The crowd.
But at the same time, it's like, bro, I can't live here. I can't live it. At any second, cops could go kick that door. Any second, dude that you got a problem with, his 3 cousins that just drove here from Chicago. Now they know where you live. Nah, it's a lie. I ain't going to bat for you for that. I told you what you was doing was wrong. You went and did it.
Okay.
Now, if the Lord wants to, do whatever He wants to do with you and show mercy or show judgment, now that's gonna happen whether you're in that house or not. You did your part. But now, like we just read in Ezekiel, if you know what he doing wrong, he or she, you know what they doing wrong, you don't say nothing, something bad turns out of it, we end up being guilty for that too. Which is why we hit them streets and we cry aloud and we spare not. We show, Judah, we show Jacob their transgression. So now we speaking to the whole damn city. Whoever watches this on YouTube, if somebody from Milwaukee don't watch our tapes or watch our videos, chances are they probably seen some from headquarters though, or from Texas,
Right.
or from one of the Spanish-speaking classes. So they've heard it. We are guiltless, or blameless, I should say, in our job because we do this every weekend. Rapaz, how many camps do you think that you've gone to? How many times have we said this to the people? Turn away, repent, come back, keep these laws. Every weekend. Like, it's almost hard to believe that Saturday was how many days ago now? It feels like it was just yesterday. And we're about to do it again in like 2 days. So, I mean, we this is a tireless job. And again, we've got classes every day then.
Yeah.
On top of the podcast on Sunday that brothers do.
Right.
So I mean, we are definitely exercising Titus chapter 3 verses 10 and 11, and we are not guilty of Ezekiel chapter. Is that also 3 and 11? Chapter 3 and 17 and 18. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Was there anything else on that topic? All right, real quick, just to finish up with your line of questioning. You had 2 Samuel, or did you have something else to add, or
To add on to that,
wherever you wanted to go with it? Floor is back on you.
no, let's go to 2 Samuel.
Okay. All right, so 2 Samuel chapter 7, verse 23. Everybody got that?
Kind of.
Can I?
Chapter 10, verse 3.
Chapter 7. No, chapter
Chapter 7, verse 20.
Chapter 7, verse 23. That was in the wrong spot. There we go. Alright, whenever you're ready.
Kind of. The book of 2 Samuel, chapter 7, verse 23. And what one nation in the earth is like thy people, even like Israel, whom God went to redeem for a people to himself, and to make him a name, and to do for you great things and terrible, for thy land, before thy people, which thou redeemest to thee from Egypt, from the nations and their gods.
Alright, what's your question?
And so, I wanted a general breakdown of it, but I also wanted to ask if I could use that to say, like, what is meaning right here, what other nation is like what other nation out there is like the Israelites? Can I use that if I was to bring that out in street teaching?
And how would you bring it out, or how would you use it?
Like, so if I was to bring out in Deuteronomy where it says, "For thou art holy people unto the Lord thy God," to be a special people unto himself. You cannot go in and say right after that to like 2 Samuel 7 and 23, like, what other nation out there is like you? You are his special people. You know what I'm saying? If I was to bring it out like that.
Yeah, and then also I would pair that with so Deuteronomy chapter 4. Deuteronomy chapter 4 verses starting at 7.
Okay.
Yeah, 7 and 8.
Everybody there? All right. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4, verse 7. You said 7?
Yep.
For what nation is there so great? Who hath God so nigh unto them? As the Lord our God is in all things that we call upon him for.
Now, I don't want to get ahead of myself, but dare I say that 2 Samuel is echoing these sentiments. Keep going.
8. And what nation is there so great, that has statutes and judgments so righteous as all this law, which I set before you this day?
Yeah. So that, I mean, that's damn near, I don't want to say, obviously verbatim, but in the spirit, that's exactly what's being said here in 2 Samuel. So now you wanted a general breakdown of this?
The concept.
I mean, it's bigging us up. Like it's definitely posing a challenge to everybody else. Similar to what we do today too, when we're on the corners. Like, who's better at boxing than blacks and Hispanics in that ring, and MMA?
Right. We are the greatest.
Who's the better cooks?
Right.
Who's got a better world-renowned cuisine? We ain't eating fufu, but they're eating fried chicken out there when they're not eating mud pies.
It's mosquito pies.
Mosquito pies now. Oh,
It's even worse.
silly me. Chase it down with some cow urine, shot for shot. But yeah, same thing. And what I like about this too in 23, and what one nation in the earth is like thy people. We've been asking for anybody to show that in the Bible in like every debate. Can you show us any nation singled out like Israel gets singled out in any scripture that the Most High has shown favor to? Nobody has ever been able to do it. It's always Gentile, or they'll do it to the Jew first and then to the Greek. Well, now they're just two people, and then they talk about that highway out of Egypt and Assyria. That's not what you thought it meant. Okay.
So wouldn't, even if they brought out the Gentiles, wouldn't the Gentiles also be Israelites that aren't in the truth?
In those contexts, yes.
It's crazy.
Prior to any of us coming into the truth, we were Gentiles. I celebrated birthdays and Christmases, and I mean, whatever you could tie drugs and alcohol into, I celebrated that. Whatever the hell it was. I mean, we did it up for anything. I don't care what the hell it was. Happy Dog Day? Okay. Good.
I got the job.
Yeah, yes. Or I just got fired from the job. Effectually the same thing. You end up doing the same thing. Celebrating and or trying to get over it. She's pregnant? Ah, shit, she's pregnant. Shit. But yeah, man, yeah, we just bigging ourselves up. It's because so verse 22, read 22.
Kind of. 22. Oh, there we go. 2 Samuel chapter 7 verse 22. Wherefore thou art great, O Lord God, for there is none like thee, neither is there any God beside thee, according to all that we have heard with our ears.
So now, pagan worship was alive and well in David's time.
Huh.
There, different nations, different ethnic groups had their own things going on. And out of all of them, he had never seen any power work or have the same reputation as ours. So he's showing his appreciation and astonishment in the Most High. And also, recognizing we are the chosen people.
Right.
What one nation on earth is like us?
There isn't.
None. Everybody still try to be like us. In Japan, they got a whole Chicano subculture.
God.
Crazy. The bald head tattoos, the chucks, the dickies, everything.
To a T.
Yeah, bumping the music, the lowriders,
Yeah.
the graffiti, the calligraphy and all that.
Everything.
Crazy.
The clothing, they even put Aztec tattoos.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mexico like to
Yep.
a T.
Yep.
Yeah.
Knowing that they ain't Vatos.
Yeah.
So that's why it's in the first
So,
about.
the Chinese people dressing up like cholos,
Yeah.
walking
Chinese,
up like
Exactly.
that.
Does China and Japan both got that going on?
Thailand,
And
Japan.
Korea.
And
Korea,
Koreans
yeah.
would. Yeah, they would. Yep. Yeah. I mean, who was it? We're not listening. I don't know of any popular, world-renowned African musician. I just don't know. But they bump 50 Cent in Africa, and the Locks, and they were listening to Tupac and Biggie out there.
Yeah.
We're not listening to anybody make clicking sounds over a beat. It's just not. It's not us. It's not prevalent like us.
Right.
It's not us. Native Indians are understood around the world for their combat skills, their guerrilla warfare. They were fighting guns. They were bringing knives to a gunfight and whooping much ass. They know this over the world. The world over knows this. Hispanics, you can't deny us in that boxing ring. And again, our music, our food, our women, you can't. Them Nigerians are always trying to get them a sister. They left Africa alone. They come over here trying to get our women.
God.
Yeah.
A couple of things I wanted to bring out. Another thing that they try to do out there over in Asia is I seen them trying to make themselves have afros.
Yeah. I saw something
I
about
was
that
like,
recently,
are you
too.
serious?
Yep.
Now you got afros.
Yep.
And another thing is the only reason why they know how to do fried chicken and all the other
That's
good
it.
stuff,
That's it.
all the good food, is because when we went over there for that war, we was teaching them. Like this is how you make this. This is, you know what I'm saying? So now they have incorporated our cooking and all that stuff into what they like to make. So now you got Asian people that's making fried chicken and collard greens and whatnot. Now you got cholo Chinese people. You got African American Chinese people, if you want to call it. Even out there now, they still have small villages of nothing but blacks.
Yeah, I've heard
And
about that.
Hispanics.
They kicked them off to the outskirts, the ghettos of their
not
countries.
That is
Yeah.
exactly what it is. The
Yeah.
ghettos of Asia, pretty much.
Right.
In
Of
Korea
Vietnam.
and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I actually have family that's over there.
All right, there you go.
So it's crazy.
There you go. It's like his hand was up from earlier, guy.
So like you were saying earlier, the Africans come to get our sister like
Yep.
that, like coming to America. That
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Perfect example. Yep. Promise him this and that, and then just to get scammed. Just to get scammed. So back.
This Oriental people, listen at and play and actually soul music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Italians, they make us believe, the Italian sausage, god dang,
Right.
that is Mexican. Mexicans
Right.
are the invention of the sausage
Right.
from Mexico.
I think.
Caesar salad too from Tijuana.
I think we came out with pizza too.
Pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's one of my favorites. I'm never gonna go into that. Pizza's still a thing, and I'm thankful for it. Go ahead.
Also, fresh pasta.
Yeah.
That
we did
was
that.
I believe that was like a Native American dish as well. We turned flour into noodles. We turned flour into pretty much a lot of things, just like the grits I was just talking to IR about. So that was a popular thing out in the Great Depression. You know what I'm saying? But that was something Native Americans and Hispanic people have been doing years before that.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's nothing but just ground up dried corn that we turned into like porridge or something. You know what I'm saying? It's thick enough to sit on you so you stay full throughout the day.
Right.
So they used it in the Great Depression as something that can be.
Yeah.
And tried to say that they made it, they invented it.
And I mean we excel in horrible conditions.
Of course.
What's the one scripture? Talking about like how the more that they afflicted us, the more we just grew, and we have just doubled in size, tripled in size, quadrupled in size. The more that they try to afflict us. If you can, try to get that. Y'all, you had your hand up?
Yeah, I was gonna say those grits. Isupk does that too. You know what I mean? We have a Tolin, Ivana, same thing. You know what I mean? But we have like in drinks.
Oh shit.
It's called Tolin.
Okay. Really? It's interesting. And you can see a lot of examples of our culinary history in the Bible. We can show you fried chicken and tortillas, and I can show you that Native Indian fried bread.
Mm-hmm.
We can show our culture
Yeah.
in here
Concept.
that the outside world did not influence on us. Why can I show you 20-inch rims in the Bible? We can show you gold grills in the Bible.
The Mayans had that.
Yeah. Like, dog, it's you can't tell me that this ain't us. You can't. And the world again tries to copy it over. Damn, who was it now? I think the Elamites are trying to claim a tribe now.
The tribe of Dan.
Can't remember if it was a tribe of Dan or who they said that they were.
Yeah, I think they said the tribe of Dan was the 13th tribe.
Yeah, something like that. Something like that.
That there were originally 13 tribes, and the 13th one was the tribe of Dan.
And even though at that time, like when they had fallen off, 'cause when was that? I think that was around Chronicles. I'd have to double check that, but just Dan wasn't. It never fully recovered enough to put themselves back up there like that as a known and pronounced tribe. Otherwise, we would see that the tribe of Dan is. I'm just saying this just to put a geographical location on it, is like the Alaskans or Pacific Islanders or something like that. We'd be able to identify them if they had fully recovered after all that, but they hadn't, and East Indians are not.
Two things.
Good.
I got what you wanted, but I wanted to ask. So I know Alaskan people, Eskimos or whatnot.
And you would say they are Japhet.
They are Japhet.
Yeah.
But they look like Navajo.
From my understanding, they are Japhetic. I'd have to double check. Like I think Captain Katazai in his 12 tribe breakdown lecture, I believe he had mentioned that. But from my understanding, like the Pacific Islanders and the Eskimos, I believe that they are Japhetic.
No, I was gonna say if they're Navajos, they're gonna be considered a tribe of Isupk because the Navajo, the Comanches, and the Apaches, that was all that's all Aztlan, that's all Aztec territory. That's why Geronimo know how to spoke Nahuatl. I mean, a lot of Comanches and Apache try to speak Aztec language. You know what I mean? So the Eskimos, I don't think they look like the tribe of Israel.
Yeah, I don't think the Eskimos are us. And I believe they're
They're accustomed, you know what I mean? Like, there's nothing about them that points out, oh, they could be Israelites.
not from
Our
my
culture
understanding.
is filled with that.
Good.
To this day.
Yeah, I got what you had. One.
I read it. About
I
Pusha.
think it's Jeremiah chapter 5 and verse 28. They are waxing fat, they shine. Yea, they overpass the deeds of the wicked. They judge not the cause of the fatherless, yet they prosper. And the right of the needy do they not judge. Is that what you was looking for?
Read that again. I don't think that was it.
Jeremiah chapter 5 verse 28. They are waxing fat, they shine. Yea, they overpass the deeds of the wicked. They judge not the cause of the fatherless, yet they prosper. And the right of the needy do they not judge.
No, that's not it.
So that is, what was the question?
Just trying to find the precept where,
The most they afflicted.
yeah, the more we're afflicted, the more we grow.
It's Exodus 1 and 12.
That sounds right.
That's the other one.
Can I read it?
Yep, please.
The book of Exodus, chapter 1, verse 12. But the more they afflicted them,
Yep.
the more they multiplied and grew.
Yep. You said Exodus 1 and 12?
Kind of one time.
Yep. Read that again, Baba Kashat.
But the more they afflicted them, the more they multiplied and grew. And they were grieved because of the children of Israel.
That's us.
Kind of one time.
I mean, I can't think of any environment that we have not made it out of. Any environment that we have not turned into something
Right.
to make an advantage for ourselves in. No matter how bad it's got. Good?
Right, and something, we make that poor condition to something great.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the ghettos, you know, the south side, you know what I mean? How it was ghetto, but now that we have Israelites there, everybody wants to come there now.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Hello?
So
You know what I mean?
my fault. Even growing up, when we didn't have, like, we had the minimal, I don't know if it's a word, the minimalist of food.
Yeah.
We still made something out of that little bit.
Yeah.
So we can just keep
Yeah.
going to that next day or that next paycheck. At least buy food and go.
And now, I don't know if y'all mess with battle rap. Struggle bars.
Oh, yeah.
Some of the hardest hitting bars that they got out there. You know, it's I don't want to say it's trending, but like people, you know, we reflect on it and
That's great.
and yeah, and it's like, dude, like, no, we came from that.
Right.
We made something out of this. What's that quote from Tupac? Rose from the concrete.
Right.
You know, like how you can't deny us. Hello?
I was gonna say, we are the reason why they have this saying, we make something out of nothing.
Yeah. Yeah. And then again, everybody try to emulate that. Now you got rich white kids that want to go to the ghetto. Goddamn, I remember one time we had went to you know where Muskego is? Alright. Ain't nothing hood about Muskego. Not even a little bit. But we were rolling around one of my guy's little brothers, and he had fallen asleep. And so they lived in Franklin. So he had fallen asleep, and he woke up, and we were in Muskego. And he looks around. He's like he was kind of excited, kind of happy, kind of surprised. He was like, is this the ghetto? It's like, no, Ginger. This is not. We are not in the hood. We are not in Milwaukee. We're outside of Milwaukee. We're nowhere near anything dangerous. You're okay. But you know, they want to be a part of that life now. They want to feel, you know, reality. Yeah.
I'm gonna say they almost glorify it.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They always want to make their nice neighborhoods into like the ghetto. You know what I mean? But they see some taggings or a bun, they glorify that. You know what I mean?
We have influenced like every form of art. in music.
Yeah.
I don't. I can't even think of another art form that we have adapted from somebody else. I mean, I guess I'm not very big on contemporary or modern or noir, whatever the hell. I don't know. So like, yeah, you in the first.
I was gonna say like even the ones that people like the classic music, like Beethoven or Mozart, those was actually black people.
Yep.
Jazz was invented by black people. There was a famous painter, I can't really remember his name, but he was a black man that they turned white. It's a whole bunch of stuff that's out there. You can't find anything that we've influenced and made our own and sent it out, and everybody wants to emulate it and make it theirs as well. Even though they want to be us, they can't. It's a funny thing to see. I see it every day. Like I was telling you that I think it was last night. Going out there and being amongst the pale-faced people, I did not feel comfortable at all. You know what I'm saying? When I moved here from Oregon to Milwaukee, I was like, oh man, I'm home. I feel comfortable. I don't get nervous when I get on the bus like somebody might just sit there and probably stab me or something. I feel safer around black and Hispanic people. I don't get that with other people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Again, our people are the best. We are the best. You know, the best of the best. Ain't that what they said in Men in Black? We are the best of the best of the best of the best. And there ain't nobody that's like it. Yeah, man.
If I could,
Good.
you know how you're saying about battle rap, you know what I mean? There's not corridos in Mexico. We used to have battles with one another.
Alright.
And that goes all the way back too, you know what I mean? So that's just crazy. Like, we got a lot of what's that word? Similarities.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And it's things that a lot of things that we had done separate from each other in our own little pockets,
Right.
and then come to find out, you know, especially with the power of the internet, like, dog, you were doing that too on the other side of the border. Oh, shit, man, we were doing that here,
Right.
and it turns out to be the same thing. Did you need any more on 2 Samuel?
Well, I wanted to know if I can also. No, I didn't have anything for 2 Samuel. I just got a couple other scriptures I want to get into.
Did you have anything else on topic before we move on?
Salaki, just to build on what you were saying, if just in LA alone, you could just bridge that gap between all of the blacks and Hispanics.
Yeah.
We would have a whole city out there.
Yep.
Bridge that gap.
Yep.
There's a lot of them. There's a lot of so-called Hispanics. A lot of blacks. There's a lot of conflict within each other. But if we can just put those differences aside,
And it's such a it's such a scary thought for our oppressor's imagination to contemplate blacks and Hispanics, especially in a city like that, getting along. To where the LAPD, the riot squad, can't just pick up a brother and drop him off in a Hispanic neighborhood. Normally, where he would understand that his life is in jeopardy because he's wearing blue or something like that, and he drop him off in a red neighborhood, or he's black and he drop him off in a brown neighborhood, knowing that normally that's life and death right there, trying to get back home. And instead, they drop him off in a Hispanic neighborhood, and we're like, oh shit, damn brother, they got you again, huh? Alright, well shit, man, we about to eat, come on, fuck, you know, we'll call you an Uber or something like that, or the brother will give you a ride back. It's all good. Like, imagine that. Like that freaks them out. And like we can understand the potential behind that, and how much stronger we could be as a people. But now you're gonna have some sellouts. You're gonna have some haters. because they're not going to be able to profit off it the way that they would otherwise, keeping us separated. If they offered me $1 million to be unbrotherly, and the only other option was I don't get no money. Matter of fact, I gotta pay money into brotherhood, and I gotta stay broke for that. I mean, that's for some people that's not a very hard choice to make. They'd rather get that $1 million. You can flip $1 million. Well, hopefully you can flip $1 million. But you'll be able to take care of your personal needs with that. Versus that brotherhood, my paycheck's pretty much already gone. And the weeks, it just got paid. We just got started. We still got camp. We got the reservation thing going on coming up. We got Houston coming up. We got the feast going on tomorrow. Brotherhood and sisterhood costs us money. We don't get rich off of this right now because it's still so fresh. I do believe, and I see that time in the future where we're going to be rich off of this. We're going to live in abundance because of this brotherhood that we're investing in now, so that the future generations are going to have an easier time acclimating this into their life and an easier time introducing this into the community, because we're just going to be popping up everywhere more and more and more and more. So right now we make that sacrifice to be broke, to split a bucket of chicken amongst 10 people, 10 hungry brothers. I love your mother and all that, but she's got that thing with her stomach where she eats like 3 crackers and she's full. She's good. Now if we were all like that, we'd be able to save a little bit more money. But I like chicken. I like tacos. I enjoy eating food. And we work hard, man. Especially after camp, especially after Sundays, after that field. I want something to eat. I want a meal. But I will settle for a peanut butter jelly sandwich for the brother. I'll settle with that. We've got something. We've got pearls here. We've got pearls. We got a treasure chest. That every time we do this, every time we hold a class, we're making a deposit. We're making an installment for the future, so that these knuckleheads can stop being knuckleheads. We already did that. We already did that. I mean, between everybody in this room, everybody's at least in their 30s, right? Maybe like 32.
He the youngest in the first.
How old are you?
29.
Oh, this nigga. Alright. So, figure. Tabak, I got a feeling that you was a pretty good kid. I got a feeling that you were not that bad of a kid. I don't think you got into too much trouble, did you?
You're wrong.
Oh, shit. Right. Stand corrected. Tabak got not bloodbath. Bloodbath. He got started young. I was going to try to give you a break on it. So between everybody in this room, we probably got maybe close to 200 years worth of knuckleheadedness that we're trying to prevent the next generations from accumulating in their reputation. I'm 30. I'm 37. I'll be 38 this year. I've got a good 2 decades worth of garbage built up, at least. Yeah, maybe 25, at least, to contribute to stupidness. That's just with the brothers in this room. We're trying to. Damn, what's that scripture? Damn. I'm gonna try to think of the precept that I want to use for this, but we're trying to take away from that negative account that as a people we've cashed in on. Right. We're trying to pay that back to our power. Because believe it or not, the UPK we're sellouts. Believe it or not. For anybody that questions what I mean by that, I'm about to explain it to you. Go ahead.
That is also another term I've heard from the friends that I've had back in the world. N-word, you nothing but a sellout. you want to sit there and give up this lifestyle you had to go ahead and follow Christ, or you want to be brainwashed by them cultist people, them cult leaders or whatnot.
That's right.
That's all I hear.
That is absolutely right. Hey, Shalom. Somebody search that man.
Yeah, you got search.
He got something. He got something. He got something.
Get it.
He got something.
I love my boots, sir. Couldn't on my boots.
You gotta put on your boots?
Nah, I couldn't find them. I don't know where they are.
Right.
I went home to get them. Hooked all the goddamn house with the boots, sir.
Okay.
Yeah. It made me mad. I just bought them boots. Fuck class.
Okay. You need to leave him here?
Well, Pop already got them.
Oh, man.
Y'all wear the same size?
No.
You wear the same size sunglasses as him though.
It's prescription now, sir.
Oh, okay.
I got them prescribed.
So you can read with them.
I can read.
Okay.
I can see good.
Yeah, 11.
Ain't anybody gonna search me? Too late?
Probably got it. Let me get, Kala, if you could, let me get 1 Corinthians chapter 6 and 20.
6 and 20?
6 and 20 barbershop. The UPK, we are full of cult leaders and sellouts.
God. So is that 1 Corinthians or 2?
1 Corinthians.
Alright, 6 and 20.
Good.
The book of 1 Corinthians 6, verse 20. For ye are bought with a price.
We sold out, man. We sold out. From 1969, we done sold the hell out. From some couple of thousand years ago, we sold out. Read that again.
Again.
Oh, yeah.
1 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 20. For ye are bought with a price.
We sold out, man. I'll admit it. I admit it right here, right now, on live. I, police and officer 1000, among the bar, Bonaparium, Banyashala, of Isupk Milwaukee. I sold out, bro. I sold out. Kala?
I concur.
You sold out too?
Concept.
Anybody else sell out? Hey, y'all, you ain't sold out?
Oh, nah, man.
1 Corinthians don't apply to you?
Everybody should have threw their hand
Read
out.
that again. 1 Corinthians 6. Read that again.
The book of 1 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 20. For ye are bought with a price.
That ain't you? The Most High didn't buy you?
I don't know if he bought me.
You just said we were
But
bought
I
for a price.
volunteered. I gave myself away.
Read the rest of that. Good.
I was going to say, you did you shed yourself of the world? Because that's what I did. But, therefore, glorify God in your body and in your spirit, which are God's.
That don't apply to you?
It's like y'all distracted.
One more time for the good brother.
1 Corinthians 6 and 20. For ye are bought with a price. Therefore glorify God in your body and in your spirit, which are God's.
Yeah, I'm a sellout.
Now, I sold out, bro. I'm with you. I'm right there with you. I sold out, man. I sold out, man. The UPK, we some sellouts, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll slack you to the men above me. I don't know. I don't know how to explain that. We done sold out. We cult leaders. We sold out, bro. It's all bad. It is all bad. And it is beautiful. Good.
Funny thing is, some of my logins are cult leader collide.
There you go. There you go. We got shirts. We got shirts with all this printed on it, man. It's nothing that we hide. We don't, everybody wants to talk about these conspiracies about the UPK. What they don't know is we do everything on Front Street. Everything we do is out there in the public. It's recorded. It's documented. The only things that we have, like we have councils and things like that are not for public display. That's personal things that we're dealing with here as an organization. Who is it? Any Fortune 500 company, they're not going to just let you into their trade secrets or their articles of propriety. Like we've got We've got something so special here, so rare and so beautiful that it scares the hell out of our oppressors. It scares the hell out of these people. It scares the hell out of demons. You know, some people, they try as we might to talk to them. They never coming home. I've got so many people from the world that I would love to have seen here because they are soldiers. And if we had to hit the streets with something ugly, them are the cats I would have wanted to be able to call on.
Right.
And now I can barely even talk to them. Because we're going to be at odds almost right away. They don't want to hear what I'm saying, and I don't want to be that life no more. I don't want to be around that no more. I don't miss cigarettes. I don't miss weed. I don't miss all the drugs that I was doing, all the fights that I was getting into for nothing. For nothing. I don't miss none of that. And as painstakingly as this work can be, the early mornings, the late nights, the physical requirements, the mental capacity, the time availability that this job requires, as tough and as tough as the shift is, as long as the hours are for this job. Again, this is worth it. I miss this. When I'm not around it, I miss this. And I'm not the most social individual out there. I'm not the I don't know how to say it outside of just social. But this is where we invest in. This is where we lay our treasures up. We ain't gonna get nothing else from out there. We're not gonna be able to cash in on that life. My kids ain't gonna be able to cash in on that neither. They'll be able to benefit from this. There's no 401k here yet. Again, there are things that we are building up to in this nation. We're talking about being established since 1969 for a little over 50 years. We've come a long damn way. We've come a long damn way. And what's that one scripture about that you was reading about how they afflict us and we still grow?
First Exodus 1 and 12.
Yeah, the more they afflicted us in these past 50 years, the more that we grew. Despite the breaks, despite the fallouts between different brothers, Israel has still grown. You got a lot of copycats out there. You got too much color coordination going on out there. Tabak.
Yeah, well, that's what I was going to say, First Exodus 1 and 12, happens back in Egypt, right?
Yeah.
So it makes me think about before the conquest, the so-called American continent was already real populated.
Yeah.
Right, with the 10 tribes, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when the Europeans arrived over here, they killed us by the millions. They decimate us. And look today where we are.
Yeah.
The more they afflict, the most we grew up in any given time.
Yeah.
In history.
Damn right.
Today.
Damn right. We're proud.
They afflicted us today, and we grown.
Yep. You can't stop this. You can't, and we can't be denied. I mean, Russia did an interview with Commanding General Yohanna. Russia. What the hell? It's like,
I was going to say, the more they try to attack the ISUPK, the battles, the debates, it only helps us grow. And
it's like, you good?
So like, say it again. I ain't catch what you just said.
About what?
About Russia?
Dude, Russia, they had one of their journalists did an interview with Commanding General Yohanna.
For real?
Yeah. Because they started hearing about this way over there, and she went there to figure out what the hell it was. So they actually had Commander Johnny Yohanna on their radio show, and did an interview with him. I think it was on like one of their news stations.
Yeah, that's big.
So not just like a podcast.
Right.
I think it was like on one of their news stations. It was on a rather large platform. Couldn't understand half of what the bro was saying, but I mean they got it done. It's like let him finish up real quick.
One more time. So that's because everybody coming against America. They realize America is full of crap. You know what I mean? How you treat people and do people. Other countries like, y'all been doing this too long. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's big. Man.
Yeah, they know.
Very big.
It's a black.
It's so like there was a Russian media lady who actually it was talking about General Gehanim. It was talking about the Hebrew Israelites also.
Yep.
Yeah. And one council of the whole world basically is knowing that throughout the Isupk, Israel, Bomina.
And we've been well, not us specifically, but this movement has been not only mocked to certain degrees, whether they would like to look at it like that or not, but has played cameos in many movies. 999, that Obama movie. I think there were a couple other mentions. Those were the two main ones that stick out. But I don't know if y'all ever seen. There's this YouTube kind of series. It's called Roast Me. It's by All Def. Basically, they get a bunch of brothers into a room and they just crack on each other for like an hour straight. And I mean, they get pretty goddamn brutal. It's not for children. But recently, a couple of their members had been talking about Black Hebrew Israelites. And again, I don't like using that term. That's not a UPK term, but that's what the world normally refers to us as Black Hebrew Israelites. We've seen it with the entertainers and the athletes. We've seen it with the musicians and movie stars and things like that. I mean, it's not only just picking up steam. The purple people get such notoriety because of their numbers and because of their wealth that they had actually stolen. Like that's not just their private wealth. Like they had to do some dirt for that. And because of their women too, flocking towards that because they teach that a man can only have one wife, so it makes it seem safe for a lot of the sisters out there. I'll tell that to Joy Morgan. We get a lot of backlash. Like we almost get how would I say, we get a whole hell of a lot of publicity just like they do, but we kind of get that negative side of it because of how militant we are, how not soft we look when we're out there in the streets, when we're out there holding events and things like that. And it's trying to figure out how to articulate this. It's so messed up, and like I'll say it's unfair and unjust, but again we're seeing the tides turning in this fashion as well. They get like a lot of their publicity for how they look on the outside. Nobody ever checks them for what they actually do and teach though. We get a lot of publicity because of how we look on the outside, but nobody ever talks about the things that we do. They don't talk about all the classes that we got. They don't talk about the charitable work that we do. Despite how we talk, how rough and rugged we are, we're like the nicest people on earth. We're almost too damn nice. We're so nice that we keep the laws and we don't harm nobody else. Yeah, clap that up. The discipline that it takes for us to keep our hands to ourselves and to operate in a peaceable, dignified, but assertive and upright manner. Blacks and Hispanics, I mean that's they almost see that type of discipline in prison or in the military. How staunch, how masculine they are, but how in step they are with their principles. We don't get noted for our love. They only will talk about our hate. Not realizing I hate our oppressors so damn much. I hate them so much. I hate Esau so damn much that this weekend I'm going to go out there and try to get my brothers and sisters off of drugs. That's how much I hate them. That we're going to try to open a prison program here in Milwaukee to keep our brothers and sisters out of prison. I hate these devils so damn much, I'm going to try to keep our people out of jail. Manny Bernie Hondas went to the UK. He hates our oppressors so much, he went to the UK to go talk to our brothers over there. To open up a historical landmark in Captain DeBar's lineage, King James Castle. General Muhammad hates our oppressor so much that he's going to tell our people the truth about the culture and history of the Bible. Slack, you had your hand up real quick.
You know, I was just gonna say that they just spend time trying to point out, you know, the things that they dislike.
Right.
They don't want to talk about the good things that we're doing.
And it's nothing bad. Even the things that they dislike, we're still not doing nothing wrong.
Right.
Just they don't like it.
Right.
Good.
I'm gonna do it with you too, sir. Get our people off the road.
My brother. My
I
brother.
want to read 2 Corinthians 11:6.
2 Corinthians 11:6.
Yes. It says, but though I be rude in speech and not in knowledge, but have been thoroughly made manifest among you in all things. So we rude in speech, but not in knowledge.
And our love is manifest. And that's reflected in our counselship.
Right.
That's reflected in the charity work that's going to be reflected November 4th when we go up to the Menominee Reservation and hand out food to the brothers and sisters out there before winter gets really bad, because they don't have any other resources out there that's really going to look out for them like that. We are manifest in that manner. We are manifest in when we went to North Carolina for the Passover, for the Lord's Passover, how they thought we were just a hate group, like I see. How they thought we were just a hate group looking to spread that hatred. What did we do? What did we do? Good?
Salaki, that's exactly what I raised my hand for.
All right,
Exactly
perfect.
what you just
Perfect.
said.
Speak on it.
Like, look, they was trying to classify us as a hate group. That was my first Passover. So
There you go.
I'm like, we literally did nothing. They just was trying to prevent us from coming together.
We read the Bible and we ate some food.
And didn't mess up the establishment.
Nothing.
Cleaned up, got it back how we found it.
Yep.
Like, it was just literally a smear campaign, if you will.
That's it.
Trying to throw dirt on our name.
That's literally it. When no, it wasn't North Carolina that happened. So we took a tour in North Carolina, looked at the some of the old plantations. The biggest plantation that I believe.
Cameron. The Cameron plantation.
Yeah. Now was that the biggest plantation just in North Carolina, or was that? It was an old establishment.
One can say, there was so many miles around.
Yeah.
And where we had the convention, it belonged to the same family. To the same family they used to own, that plantation.
No way.
One can say.
That would explain something. That would explain a few things then. How many people did not? I mean, you weren't there, were you? No, he was not there.
I wish I was.
Or Pop? No, you weren't. Yeah, you was able to make that, right? No, he wasn't. Ayar, did you go?
No, I wanted to go just for that.
Tabak, were you there?
That's it.
You were there. You were there. How many drugs did we sell? How many kilos?
Absolutely zero.
That's it. Shit. Tabak, how many cadavers were we responsible for in the morgue in North Carolina that day? That whole week that we were up there.
I don't remember.
I don't remember neither, man. Must have been that many. We weren't responsible for not one crime that kicked off in North Carolina. That whole week that we were there. Nothing. Go ahead.
Salaki, sir, and even at the black party, it was it was a lot of police there.
Yeah.
And they was just basically there for no reason.
For no reason. For no reason.
No fights broke out. No
Nothing.
smoke.
Nothing.
No arguments.
Nothing.
No, just music and brotherhood, sisterhood.
I don't even think anybody argued over LeBron and Jordan that whole time. And normally, that's one that's as far as it goes. That's it. That's the tippy top of our arguments. So where did I end up first?
So like I said, in the social media, how
Oh, yeah.
criticize us over
Yeah,
there.
you gotta love them.
For being, all together right
Yeah.
now. It was all in the news, all over
Yeah.
around the country, possibly around the world.
No. And some it's like 1 second, Kalab. Some Ashkenazi, I believe, they had identified as. It was some rabbi, some weirdo that had petitioned the news, and I believe like the city council or something like that, to try to shut us down because of their, again, ill-conceived understanding of who and what we are. Now, they are right to be threatened by us because we're bringing out the truth of who they are in conflict of who we are. And of course, that's going to make people feel uncomfortable. But, and it didn't work. We still held it down the same way that we held it down in Florida, same way that we held it down in Texas, same way that we held it down in Jamaica, Queens, where nobody gets hurt, where we actually administer first aid to people if something were to go down. We're mentioned in the media, we're mentioned in movies, we're mentioned in comedy, we're mentioned in battle rap, we're mentioned in music, in art. And even though not everybody's, as they should, flocking to the UPK, Israel as a whole, at least as far as that identity, that is blossoming quite nicely. So even though, again, there's too much color coordination going on, too much straight teal or straight blue or straight purple or red, too many matching outfits, and you know, Lord be with them brothers and them sisters. Let me get. They got zeal, that's not according to knowledge. Let me get that scripture. Somebody pull that up. Tabak.
Sir. And those same people, you know, they used to own the camel plantation in the conference room. They claim themselves to be Jewish.
Yep.
That's what I want to say. So,
and they are.
Like
and what are they?
Jewish. Jewish.
Well, what's Revelation 2:9 call them? The synagogue.
The synagogue of Satan.
The synagogue of Satan.
Kind of one concept.
Damn right, and they know that.
They know that.
And they don't. If they don't know, you're gonna learn. We're gonna tell you. We've got classes all over the place. It's like it, Kala.
Hey, earlier what he was saying about the police being there, they were there for a purpose. To go ahead and have fun on the job.
They might as well have, if they was a brother.
Hey, that's all I think. If you're a brother and sister and you there pretty much to monitor us, you might as well go ahead and join us. I mean, you one of us, go ahead, come over here. We'll teach you.
Or go somewhere else. You know, waste Raleigh, North Carolina's tax dollars on something else.
Right.
Because it wasn't happening. We had our own security force. We were good. It's like, you got that?
Romans 10:2-4.
Let's hear it.
For I bear them record that they have a zeal of God, but not according to knowledge, for being ignorant of God's righteousness.
Listen, they Israelites, we got love for them. Commander General Yohanna since 2011 said all camps are ordered to come together. All of them. If you are an Israelite, you need to come back home. We are only gonna be, able to kick this off if we galvanize as a nation. If we show that the Most High, it's like if we show the Most High in Christ that as a people we are taking this very serious, and we are rebuilding the nation. Otherwise, it's just the UPK that's rebuilding the nation of Israel. That's something that a lot of people don't understand. They just think that they joining the camp, or that they gonna do some Bible study, or they're learning their identity. That's fine. If that's just what brought them into the school, I get that. The ISUPK and the Commander General Yohanna is rebuilding the nation of Israel, rebuilding the government, rebuilding the infrastructure, rebuilding the financial institutions, rebuilding the education system, from the ground up. That's what we have been doing in the UPK. That's what they have not been doing wearing purple. They have not been doing that. They've been locking brothers up and getting people unalive. That's what they've been doing. Another one has been trying to edify the people that once a child gets her menstrual cycle, they free game. That's what they've been doing. These other ones have been watching our classes, getting our breakdowns, and then hitting the ground running with it. That's what they do. We are rebuilding the nation, the fabric, the foundation of a nation of people. That's what sets us apart from them. That's what they don't get.
Right.
They're not trying to rebuild the people. They're trying to give you your identity. Fine. That's sweet. That's very nice of them. Thank you. Now get out of the way while we rebuild a nation for the people. for the future generations that are coming in. That's the difference between us and them.
Right.
That's why we here take this job so damn serious.
Right.
And we've got so much work to do. But that's why we go at it the way that we do. That's why we have our structure in the UPK. Whose foundation is in the Bible. They don't. Their foundation is an Ethernet cord. That's all they've got to attach to. And a misunderstanding of history. Because you're going to hear from this person that swear that they were there, that swear that they know this brother and this brother and this brother, that got all these questions that they swear is going to be new and groundbreaking and surely is going to confound the priests and prophets of the Lord. It's nothing new. We've heard all these same arguments before. That's why we're so easily able to stand on our tenets. Saki Kalel, you had your hand up?
Couple things.
Go ahead. Let him have it.
So, earlier when we was talking about the interview with Commanding General Yohana and the Russian chick, I have that. If you want, I can put that in the group chat.
Yeah, you got the link for that?
I got it right here.
Yeah.
The only reason why I have it is because I was just looking at it the other day.
We got to figure out a way how to include that into like the chats on the social media too. I don't know how to do that.
I think you got to like copy the link, go to the live, and then put it in there like that.
If that's something that you can do too, yeah.
I can do that.
Yeah, good shot. Hit him with that too.
Kind out of kind. I was going to also say, them other camps out there, they ain't nothing but internet warriors.
That's really it. And again, it's a zeal. I bear them that they have a zeal, just not according to knowledge. I'm paraphrasing, probably butchering the hell out of that. You still got that? Second Romans, or no, second Romans. Romans what? 2 and 10 or something?
Romans 10, 2 through 4.
2 through 4. Read that again, Bible Kashab. We're going to close out.
Romans 10, 2 through 4. For I bear them record that they have a zeal of God.
I see them out there.
But
hold on. I see them out there. I've seen them in Milwaukee. We've seen them in Chicago. Did you see any in Portland? Did you see any other organizations out there in Portland? Yeah.
The Purple Cats was heavy out there.
Okay.
I had one when I was slaving at Amazon. He walked up to me and was trying to talk to me about scripture with his head covered.
Right.
Everybody know how I am with your head covered.
Bear them record. Bear them record. They got zeal. Because a lot of these young bucks out there, they don't know whose history and reputation they inherited. They don't know that. They don't know that Nasty Nate locked up innocent men on charges that he filed against them. They don't know that about Duke, even though that's public record as well. And Captain Katazai had brought that out in I believe it was on Cross the Line. I can't remember if he did something separate with it, but I believe that was on Cross the Line. Captain Katazai had brought out those public records that are easily accessible that anybody can look up. They don't know that they inherited that reputation. I didn't know Commander General Yohana back in '69. Well, no, back I was born in '85. He came into the school in '85 when he was 18, from my understanding. I didn't know him back then. I met him in 2015. So that's already, 30 years that he was in the game. I don't know his favorite color. I don't know his birthday. I don't know his mother's name. I don't know when he got that oil poured on his head. I don't know where he used to live. I believe he lived in Philly and in New York, something like that. But I inherited his reputation. I know his reputation. His reputation is clean. And I know the people that'll talk about, oh yeah, he wasn't nothing but a drunk and a sluggard and fat and lazy, coming from drunk, fat and lazy individuals. Their reputation is out there for public record as well. So I know their leaders' reputations. I know our leaders' reputation. I will inherit that. Just like the voting system in America or wherever the hell you are. You're going to vote for that candidate because of 2 or 3 principles that they stand on that you agree with, not knowing the slew of other hidden agendas that they have. But now because you're voting for them, you're taking on that affiliation. That's the vote. That's where we sold out with Yahweh Shai. That's where we sold out as being Israelites with the Most High. We have our records. We have our candidate that was chosen for us. I didn't choose the man. He was chosen for us. But I will back him based off his reputation. I will back him in General Yohana based off his reputation. I will back the UPK based off of what we've done. I know what we do here behind closed doors.
That's right.
Because we are there. We are physically there. We have boots on the ground. So all that jazz that they talk about, how a brother got kicked out, how a brother got played out his money, how a brother this, how a brother's mad about that. I know the people that you're talking about. I'd still vouch for them. Listen, pansies leave all the time.
Right.
All the time. Weak men might drop their sword and leave home. That's their decision. Not taking it to council, not getting the proper guidance that they were instructed to get when they first signed up for the gig. As a trooper, hadn't we? Is this the first time that you've ever heard? If you have a problem on any level, get counsel.
I hear all the time, sir.
All the time. Did you hear it as a young man?
Yes, I did.
Before you took that oath.
Yes, I did, sir.
We don't hide nothing from nobody. We got nothing to hide.
Come.
You know, we are blameless in our duties. We are blameless in our job. With that, Kala, Baba Kashat, security announcements. Feast of Tabernacles starting tomorrow at sundown. Get ready with your people, man. Get ready. We got a class. We got food. It's going down until October 7th at sundown. Feast of Tabernacles, man. They're doing it big out there in the UK and Scotland. About to open up the doors. And we too. I heard like initially maybe something had changed with that price, but initially when we first found out about it, they was talking $5,000 just for the flight. Go round trip at least.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's something. I couldn't afford that. We didn't get done robbing the people for enough money to get all that. Eating up all the tithes. Nah, I was paying tithes. I couldn't afford it. I'm sorry, couldn't do it. All right, good.
This is the ISUPK security announcements. We are the ISUPK, started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After the 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers 18:21, Malachi 3:8-10. Ma'ashra, it means tenth in the Hebrew. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to Treasury Department or teacher. Priest funds. It's a free will offering for priests. It's not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like would be nice. Upcoming holy convocation is the Feast of Tabernacles. September 29th, which is tomorrow, it's October 7th, which is a Saturday. From sundown to sundown. Akium and Aquatium.
It's like you mentioned the Houston Cookout too.
Oh, and we also have the Houston Cookout, November 23rd through the 26th. Be there, be square.
Damn right. I might be square, but I'm gonna try to be there. I might be square though.
Akium and Aquatium. Remember to check the bulletin board in the hallway. We got one. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black. Boots, shirt, pants, headband, and or scarf. Men of Israel, I imagine. Imagine Shabbat. Imagine. I rock a thumb. Yazamata, class dismissed.